guys, Megan Crick here at the Crick Fit Studio in El Dorado Hills. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and we just really appreciate the support. So today I'm going to be getting into a type of cardiovascular training that you're going to want to know about if you don't already. So in a perfect world, you are strength training 2 to 3 times a week, and you are doing cardio 2 to 3 times a week, and then of course you're throwing some yoga and some stretching in there. That is a very well-rounded, desirable workout schedule. However, the most desirable workout schedule is one that you can realistically commit to. So let's talk about reality. The reality of life is that there are time constraints. Working within time constraints, there is something that you need to know about that is one of the most beneficial exercise modalities that you can do for cardiovascular strength and fat loss. Can you guess what it is? Interval training. Okay, what is interval training? Interval training is a type of cardiovascular workout in which you are alternating between bouts of high intensity and low intensity, whatever you're doing, modalities, and we'll get into that in a minute. Why is this important? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first being what it does to your heart, the improvement of health that it does to your heart. So it increases something called stroke volume, and that is the volume of blood that your heart can pump. The more blood that your heart can pump and get to the rest of your body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to muscles, tendons, ligaments, all your other organs, the better. So it increases stroke volume of the heart. The other thing it increases is the size of your heart. Now, the size of your heart is really important because if you were to look at someone on bed rest, for example, their heart is actually going to start shrinking and start to atrophy. And that is bad because a small, weak heart, because your heart is a muscle, cannot rise up to the demands that life puts on it. Okay, so interval training increases the size of your heart, and bigger, stronger muscles equal good. Your heart is the most important muscle in your body, arguably. So when your heart is pumping efficiently, lots of blood going throughout your body, it's the size of it is nice and big and voluptuous and healthy, you are going to be lowering your risk of heart disease, heart attacks, stroke, the bad kind, and all kinds of other cardiovascular related illnesses. So heart health is really important, and interval training is one of the best ways to increase your heart health. The other thing that is really cool about interval training is that it burns a ton of calories. Why is this? Okay, so an interval training segment can be as short as 5 minutes. Work your way up to 20 minutes, that would be ideal. But what happens when you are doing interval training is you are using energy that is coming directly from your muscles. Okay, so aerobic exercise, such as is cardiovascular workout, such as going for a run or a bike ride or a swim, and you are using the energy that is stored in your body from the nutrients that you are putting in it, the macronutrients, so carbs, protein, fats. Anaerobic activity, high intensity interval training, you may have heard the acronym HIIT, interval training, anaerobic training, uses energy stored in your muscles. It increases the size of your muscles, including the organs inside of us that are muscles, like our heart. Also increases the functionality of our lungs because we are able to take in more oxygen. Okay, so what does this have to do with fat loss? The stronger your muscles are, the more calories they require to function throughout the day. And because they're burning more throughout the day. So you could do a 20-minute high-intensity workout and your muscles could be burning calories, fueling those muscles back together for the next 24 to 48 hours after that short 20-minute interval training workout. You could go for an hour or an hour and a half run or bike ride and be expending the same amount of calories, but the energy reserves that your body are going to be pulling from are different. So Interval training is great for fat loss. Who doesn't love that? So if at the very least, all you have time for a couple of days a week is maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes, go for interval training. So I will talk about how to do that now. All right, so how do you do it? How do you interval training? So remember I said that interval training is simply alternating between periods of high intensity and low intensity. So you're gonna get your heart rate up to 80 to 95% of your max heart rate. There's all sorts of apps and calculators out there where you can figure out your max heart rate, but the simple guide is take the number 220 and minus your age, and boom, that's your max heart rate. You wanna be 80 to 95% of that is your absolute peak. That is your high intensity peak, and that is really, really hard. I mean, there is no talking, there is just sweating, and it's really hard. So then you want to slow it down, and you want to, your heart rate's gonna stay elevated. Like, you're not gonna drop all the way down to a resting heart rate, but you're going to give your body a little bit of a chance to recover until you kick it back into gear again. So what I do, and I know what Michael does, is a 20-minute interval training workout on this bike. This bike kicks and it's really, really hard. So what you do is you go 45 seconds on as hard as you can go, followed by a minute and a half, a 90-second rest. That's what you want to work up to, okay? It took me a while to work up to that. Start out slow. Start out by going as hard as you can for 20 seconds or maybe 25, 30 seconds, followed by a recovery of a minute or a minute and 20 seconds or so. And then little by little, you're gonna want to increase that time. You can do the same thing on a rower. You can do the same thing out there running. There are ways that you can do a body weight only high intensity interval training workout, HIIT workout. Burpees are one of the best things you could do. That's gonna keep your heart rate elevated. You can go crazy. There's lots of different things, and there's lots of different information out there. Just Google it. But our favorite way is on the bike, on the rower, or out there on the road. As far as frequency goes, if you're just maintaining, it's great to do interval training at least once a week. Once a week is fine. If you are going for some fat loss goals, or you need to increase your cardiovascular health, then work up to 3 times a week. You don't need to go for that long run or super long bike ride or a super long swim. You can, and it's great, and endurance exercise is a really positive thing, and it builds endurance. But intensity training will build endurance as well. So start with once a week, go up to 2 times a week. If you want to go crazy, go 3 times a week. And that is my suggestion. So that's our interval training tip for the day. We hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, we really appreciate all your support, and we look forward to bringing you more health, fitness, and wellness tips next week.